Pakruti is pleased to see you. An excellent selection. Choose a reward. Exceptional. This one sees you are out of crates. You will need to purchase more to continue, my friend. You have no crates remaining. Purchase more if you wish to try again. May luck follow you.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was checking the rigging. We'll have the ship ready.
I don't remember you. This must be your first time experiencing one of Vandasia's events. You're in for a treat, my friend, an absolute treat. But tell me, have you known the Council along? Ah, a new recruit to the cause. Welcome, welcome. I envy you. I remember my first time crossing over to... Oh, no, my friend. I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. I do suggest you get some rest, though. The voyage takes us through some strange waters. I find it better to sleep through the rough patches. Makes the trip pass by more quickly as well.
Remember, if you do decide to talk to the other guests, don't do anything to give away your true identity. And make sure you get some rest. The bunks are in the aft.
May the Lord of Destruction grant you power, sister.
I do not know you. Vandasia and his recruitment drives. I prefer the company of long-standing believers, not raw initiates, fresh, somewhere spectacular. That's what I have been told. Vandasia does love to show off. The rumor is that this time, he actually has something vital to share with us. I look forward to guesses. As many as stars in the sky, but such games get us no closer to the truth. I suggest you go and contemplate the blessings of fire and flood, initiate. That is all that should really concern you, no matter what Vandasia says to the contrary.
You nobles are all the same. Bother.
I need to get the ship ready for the return voyage. I suggest you find your way to the keep before you miss all the festivities.
You should join the rest of the guests up.
We do all the work, but do we get to share in the wine and the eatables? No. Take your fancy arse clothes and get to the keep with the rest of the high and mighty.
How could you sleep through that? Everyone else has already disembarked. We need to hurry. Well, according to the last couple of nobles who headed off the ship, we're somewhere in the Deadlands, the Oblivion Plain of Mehrunes Dagon. I guess Vandacia really didn't want anyone interrupting this event. Well, according to the last couple of nobles who headed off, same place the rest of the nobles went, off the ship in that way. There's some sort of keep over there. That must be the place. I'm right behind you. Let's go see what this is all... Go on. Head toward that large, ominous structure in the distance. I'll be right behind you.
This way, please. Mind where you step.
Keep going. Stay on the path.
Please excuse the mess, Your Excellency.
All right, this is weird. We're in freaking Oblivion, and these cracked acorns are having a party. I wonder when Vandacia plans to make an appearance. No, look around. He brought these people here to show them he's in control, that he's got power and the favor of Mehrunes Dagon. I think we need to explore this place and figure out what he's got planned before he reveals it to the world. Which is why we need to get moving. If he has found an ambition, maybe we can free them. And if it's something else, well, we need to see what it is and figure out what to do about it while there's still time. Let's search around and see if we can get a look at Vandacia's surprise before he parades it before these corrupt nobles. Oh, hey, look! Is that Lyrinth? What's she doing here? I'm getting that impression, at least from everyone that isn't you, me, or Lyrinth. What's she doing over there, I wonder? Anyway, since they all seem comfortable and excited to be sipping wine in the Deadlands, how could they not be cultists? Let's search around and see if we can get a...
Enjoy yourselves. Counselor Vandacia shall be with you momentarily.
Perhaps when this is all over, we can stop hiding. I look forward to proudly proclaiming my place in the Order of the Waking Flame.
I've been Counselor Vandacia's most ardent supporter. Even when some of the others called for a new vision, I urged patience. And see? We'll all soon be rewarded.
A little piece of Gideon here in the Deadlands. What will Vandacia come up with next?
Ah, little mortal. I was wondering when you were going to arrive. And where did you get that outfit? Is that really what passes for the height of fashion among the Tamriel elite this century? I told you I had my own avenues of investigation. Why does it surprise you that I would be on hand for Vandacia's major announcement? Besides, the Dagonist who gave me this coin was only too happy to let me take it from her cold, dead hand. Not exactly. I haven't been able to move about as freely as I would like. I don't want to reveal myself to Dagon's Dromora any sooner than I have to. But some of these mortals believe that Vandacia has finally found one of the ambitions. As I understand it, he has been looking for them ever since Emperor Leovik's death. I suggest you take advantage of that disguise you're wearing and see what you can find out before Vandacia begins this extravaganza. I shall remain close by.
Isn't it exciting? This is the day we've long been awaiting, the revelation of the ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon.
The Lord of Fire and Flood has blessed our holdings 1,000-fold. Yet Vandacia claims that even more will soon be ours. I can't wait to see what he has brought us here to witness.
It is good to finally see a return on our investment. Vandacia and the Order have required a huge amount of gold these past few years, especially since the fall of our beloved Emperor Leovik.
Be careful. I don't think they want us wandering around on our own.
No mortal is allowed here! Not even the High Priest. I shall flesh like a cloak.
Be careful. I don't think they want us wandering around on our own.
I'll tell you what I told Vendacia. I'm Sombrin, and I won't perform for the pleasure of a Dagon cult. So, Vendacia has let some of his pet nobles come by to gawk at his prize. Away, you vultures! There aren't enough of you to stop Vendacia. He has an army of elite soldiers, crazed cultists, and Daedric creatures given to him by Mehrunes Dagon personally. You're hopelessly outclassed. Me? I'm the main event at this infernal affair. Von Dacia plans to sacrifice me to his Daedric prince, referred to me as one of the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. Apparently, they think my death will grant them all unlimited power. I don't know. Maybe. My mentor used that term once or twice, but I never paid it much mind. Look, to stop Von Dacia, you need to get me out of here. Find the key to unlock these chains. Ken Reeve Desirog has a copy. His chamber's to the north.
You get the key. I'll stay here and watch over Sombra.
Instead of just putting that there, I need to...
Hey, over here!
What the hell happened? Okay, that's why.
We're too late. While you were searching for the key, Van Dacia arrived and called in the nobles. He started his presentation. Great, but it's not like we can just walk in there and... Wait a moment, that's it! If we can cause a panic, get those nobles to run around screaming, that should create enough of a diversion for you to use that key and set Sombrin free. We just need to accomplish that before Van Dacia gets... Take these Reekers. They're beetles similar to dewbugs. Very tasty, though they release a foul odor when they die. I was saving them for later, but I'll get more. Place them around the hall. Then, when you give the signal, I'll loose some arrows. Just drop the Reekers around the perimeter of the chamber. Once you've placed them, give me the signal and wait for the clouds of stench to clear the room. Then you can set Sombrin free. I hope you can hold your breath, though.
I had the key before.
We had an infestation in my village when I was a little girl. If you know how to do it, you can kill them without causing a stink. They're quite delicious. But if you just crush them or stick them with an arrow, phew, that's what we're counting on. Place the Reekers around the chamber, then give me the signal when you're done. Reapers around the chamber. Then give me the signal when you're done.
Brothers and sisters of the waking flame, behold our future. This is one of the fabled 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon, and his death will elevate us all. Like the others of his kind, he was created from birth for one purpose: to give us his power and grant our Dark Lord a connection to the mortal plane.
I told everyone they'd be surprised. I knew about this, of course, but was sworn to secrecy.
Place the Reapers around the chamber. Then give me the signal when you're done.
So, it's a sacrifice, is it? Between you and I, this is not a thing I would usually be comfortable with. This is where I've thrown my lot, though.
What is this poor creature that Vandacia hasn't changed? How is this in...
Signal, man.
This is his ambition, is it? Interesting. I thought he would be all bluster, but it looks like he's delivering.
So,
Exciting. I was right to make the trip here. I had heard that Vandacia had found something of great interest, but I didn't imagine something like this.
hole of distraction. Let's grab someone and
Interrupt
get out
this
of here.
sacred ceremony! Destroy them!
Counselor!
The High Priest is getting away!
Now go! I will
No
teach
matter.
you
Come.
tricks.
If we can reach the entry hall, I can open a portal back to Nern.
Stop them! Recapture the ambition on
I need a moment.
Get out of here! We need to get out of here!
I'm exhausted.
I'll help
Very well. I shall deal with you myself.
Care to bark?
Broken is this quest? Because of this bug, I will receive this boat, however. I accept gladly. I will put it in Leo and Dock, and it's mine forever. Thank you, Lisa. I will build the permissions in here as well. Still around.
And who might you be? This vessel's been hired for a private affair. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. The Calamity has been hired out for a very exclusive engagement.
for now, 20k.
Remind me never to get dressed up for a romp through oblivion again. This fancy outfit threw off my aim ever so slightly. I think we have to. We've got 3 of the 4 ambitions. Now we just need to figure out what to do with them. That goes without saying. Take Sombrin to the Temple of Debella in Gideon. That's where Keshu was going to hide the twins. Then, meet me at the governor's mansion. I want to let Keshu know what happened.
Thank you for getting me out of that place. I am in your debt. That story would take too long to tell. Let's just say I made the mistake of returning to a place where I once lived. I wasn't paying attention. Suddenly I was surrounded by Von Dacia's cultists. They overpowered me and I woke up in chains. Yes, I would like to meet these other ambitions. Find out who they are, what we are, and learn more about this power Von Dacia seems intent on taking from us. Lead on, and I will follow.
Take Sombrin to the Temple of Debella, then meet me at the governor's mansion.
Lead the way, my friend.
Remind me never to get dressed up for...
There's so much to do and so little time.
Go, my friend. Go see Evely. The twins and I have much to discuss.
I'm Destron, and this is my sister Kalia. But who are you?
My name is Sombrin, and I, like you, am an ambition.
Another ambition? Truly? How very nice to meet you.
He didn't like how I tucked in the bedsheet. Really? How many ways can there be?
Just my thoughts.
Pleasure to
Some. Did you get Sombrin settled into the temple? Did you introduce him to the twins? Perfect. I was telling the governor everything that happened. How we traveled to the Deadlands and stopped Vandacia from sacrificing the third ambition. We need to figure out our next move. Oh, before I forget, here's your share of our...
Evely tells me your mission went well, mercenary. That you recovered a third ambition, another dry-skinned male. The Temple of Dibella has never had so many prestigious guests.
Did you get Sombrin settled? Perfect.
You have done well so far, mercenary. Now we must speak.
I just finished telling Governor Keshu all about how we found the third ambition.
Every stone tossed into a pond causes ripples. The stones you have thrown have caused waves. As much as I wish to assist you, I need to think of Gideon and its safety. My spy master tells me that Councillor Vandacia still has eyes in the city. That even now we fear he is aware that we harbor the ambitions. That he gathers his cultists to assault Gideon. The presence of the ambitions puts my people at risk. Keep the ambitions safe, but we need to find a better place to hide them. Talk to the ambitions. Perhaps the third one you rescued. Sombrin, was it? Evely said he wasn't locked in a vault when the cult found him. Maybe he knows more than the twins. I would never turn away anyone in need. We will protect the ambitions for as long as we can, yet I fear my legionnaires will not be able to hold off Vandacia's forces should they attack. Go to the Temple of Dibella when you're ready to talk to them. My spy master reports a flurry of activity that is troublesome, and Gideon is not the fortress it once was. Even so, my Blackfin Legion will give as good as it gets. Better even. What most concerns me is the possibility of treachery. Vandacia's family is powerful and has deep roots in Blackwood. His spies and political allies fill Gideon like wine fills a goblet. and not all of them are cultists, at least not openly. I fear the enemy we cannot see more than the one we can.
Are you following me? While you talk to the Ambitions and figure out a new place to hide them, I'll work with Governor Keshu's people. Try to get a better handle on this threat her spy master has detected. If Vandasia's nearby, I'll flush him out. It all goes back to Leovik's secret. How he hid the 4 Ambitions right before Varen killed him and took the throne. We thought the Ambitions were Daedric weapons, but they turned out to be people. Vandasia wants the power they contain. Hey! I may not be a seasoned adventurer like you, but I can do lots of stuff. And my experience with the cult counts for something. Plus, I sent word to Blackwood. I have a lot of cousins who are good in a fight. You just watch out for the Ambitions. I know. I trust you. Just let me know where I can find you later if you decide to leave the city. He plans to seize the Ambitions and sacrifice them to Mehrunes Dagon. He murdered anyone who knew anything about them. Then he went looking for the vaults where Leovik hid them. We have 3 of the Ambitions, but the 4th is still at large. Not a lot. We saw Destron obliterate the cultists that tried to grab him and his sister. And we heard what Vandasia said right before we stopped him from sacrificing Sombrin. I guess you should try to find out exactly what the Ambitions can do. Not since we returned from the Deadlands. In fact, the book has been strangely silent. No tingles, no bad dreams, nothing. And I'm fine with that. Getting messages from a book supposedly written by Mehrunes Dagon is kind of unsettling.
I would never turn away.
Oh, life was hard for the city bard, a man has... No, that's still...
Explain myself to you.
Asked her name.
It's not boasting if you're right.
I'll mind my own business, if you mind yours.
Go on, Kalia. Unleash your power. Just like back in the Sanctum.
All right, if you say so.
No! Wait!
Something's wrong.
Pull back, Kalia. Pull back!
I can't!
Hold on. Let me help. There.
How did you do that?
Practice. I trained to control my powers after I left my vault.
That was terrifying. I've never felt anything like that. Ever. Nothing like that ever occurred during our training in the Sanctum. What's happening to me?
Our power seems to be getting stronger. Harder to control. If not for Sombrin, Kalia's own power might have consumed her. Is this our punishment for abandoning our Sanctum?
When I was freed from my vault, it took months for my own power to reach such levels, and then it nearly destroyed me. I'm surprised Callie has gotten to that point so quickly after her release. Our powers grow exponentially once we leave the protection of the vaults. It's what they were constructed for. But Kalia's power has advanced much faster than mine did. It almost consumed her. If not for my mentor, the same would have befallen me. When Duke Varen's forces came through, they set me free. To them, I was just another political prisoner. I wandered without a purpose for a time until my power reached a level similar to what you saw here. That's when my mentor found me. I don't see why not. Plus, it will probably be safer if the three of us leave for a while. There's an old shrine northwest of here. Let's meet there. I suggest you tell your wood elf companion where we're going. She seems like the sort to worry. Find us in the marsh to the northwest. I'll take Callie and Destron and meet you at the shrine. Don't worry, I'll protect them. The cultists won't surprise me again. Just let your wood elf friend know that we have the twins, and we'll keep them safe. The governor is wise. A moving target is harder to hit than a stationary one. And if we're no longer inside the city, Vondasia's cultists have no reason to attack it. I wasn't paying attention. My mentor warned me that I was going to be hunted, but I didn't listen. I returned to my old vault to see if I could learn more about who and what I am. The cultist ambushed me, knocked me out before I could respond. I was raised in a vault, just like the twins. Isolated, ignorant of the world outside. All I knew was that I was different. Special, somehow. Duke Varen's forces set me free when I was 16. My mentor found me some months later. I fell in with mercenaries, wandering and learning to fight even as my power grew. I was beginning to lose control when my mentor appeared. She was a shaman of sorts. She taught me how to master my power, but she never referred to me as an ambition. She said she had been looking for me. She knew of Mehrunes Dagon's interest in a hidden secret and had been searching for it. But it wasn't until my power began to manifest outside the vault that she was able to locate me. She saved my life. Why do you think Emperor Leovic had those vaults constructed? They contain and limit our power. Without them, the power would grow and expand until it destroyed us. The vaults were supposed to keep us alive long enough to learn to control our power. Right. About that. Obviously, what I thought I knew and the truth aren't exactly the same. Regardless, without the protection of the vault, Kalia's and Destron's powers will eventually kill them. She was able to train me. She also had a method for suppressing my power until I can contain it on my own. Without her, I wouldn't be here today. She can help Destron and Kalia, I'm sure of it.
That was terrifying. I've never felt anything like that. Ever. No, my gift is fire. Summoning flames is as natural as breathing. In the vault, it was always just a spark or a simple flicker. But when I tried to hit the target, I couldn't control it. The fire inside me, it wanted to grow, to spread, to feed. I'm fine. A bit lightheaded, maybe. Whatever Sombrin did, it put the fire out. At least for now. I don't like this. What if next time I summon the power, no one can help me extinguish it? I could hurt Destron. I could burn Gideon to the ground.
Our power seems to be getting stronger. Harder to control. If not for Sombrin, Kalia's own power— No, probably not. But we're definitely getting stronger. You saw what I did in the Sanctum. My power is lightning, but after seeing how Kalia lost control, I'm hesitant to use it out here. I will, though, if I'm called upon to defend my sister.
Hey, I'm over here. Keshu told me to take a thinking break. It helps to take a break sometimes, you know? From thinking, so you can think better later. Anyway, how are the ambitions doing? Have you figured out a better place to hide them? Well, that sounds bad, obviously. What happened? Oh! I knew there was a reason we plucked him out of Vandasia's fortress in the Deadlands. I mean, other than preventing a human sacrifice. So who is this helpful person? Stick close to them. You need to keep the ambitions safe and out of Vandasia's clutches. While you're away, I'm going to continue helping Keshu's Blackfin Legion. And I want to be around when my cousins from Valenwood finally arrive. Good luck. I know you can keep the ambitions safe. Just do whatever you need to take care of their problems. And make sure they don't explode. I really don't want anyone to explode.
All I ask is that you all keep an open mind.
That's a Dremora.
Sombrin, what's going on here?
Easy, everyone. This is Zaina. She can help us. Mercenary, why don't you speak to her? Despite appearances, Zaina is a friend. She took me in and mentored me. Taught me to control my power when I thought it was going to tear me apart. She's the only reason I'm standing here today. Talk to Zaina. She'll explain everything.
Sombrin's mentor is a Dremora? I remember they brought Daedra into our sanctum sometimes to teach us about Oblivion and the princes, but I never expected to meet one out here. I guess you should talk to her and see if she can actually help us.
Why didn't Sombrin tell us his mentor was a Dremora? What else hasn't he told us?
Interesting. I didn't expect to hear from Sombrin again after he left, despite my advice. But to find him in the presence of a powerful mortal and 2 other ambitions. But where are my manners? Greetings, mortal. I am Zaina. And so I did. I sensed his need and offered my assistance. He learned well, and as he will tell you, I never betrayed him. Is that why he has summoned me? Because those other two ambitions now face the same danger that almost consumed him? Then you must bring them to my sanctuary. They are far more than anything you can imagine. I helped Sombrin because I didn't want to see him fall into Mehrunes Dagon's hands, or destroy himself with his own power. I will do the same for the others. I hide in the Deadlands. Yes, Dagon's realm. But I have ways to protect us. Before you bring them, they must be attuned to this realm. Find slivers of the Deadlands lodged in your world. Sombrin will show you how to use them to attune the ambitions.
We had Dremora teachers in the Sanctum at times. They could be cruel, but they were very knowledgeable.
Slivers of the Deadlands? Attunement? This is way beyond what we were taught in our sanctum.
As I said, Zyna helped me. And she can help Kalia and Destron. You just have to trust her. And if you can't trust her, trust me. Forgive me, but in my experience, most of Nirn takes a dark view of Dremora. Zyna found me when I was at my worst. If she wanted me dead, she could have killed me years ago or just let me destroy myself. Instead, she helped me, taught me control. Oh, of that I'm certain. Competition in the Deadlands is fierce, especially among the non-aligned Dremora. I know that she seeks allies to call upon when the need arises. Having 3 ambitions who owe you a favor? Oh, that's like gold to Zyna. Let me mark your map. Zyna told me where to find these slivers of the Deadlands when I needed them. Dagon cultists often enshrine these shards whenever they find them. You'd be surprised how often chunks of oblivion make their way to Nirn. I'll describe the process when you return. I need to prepare a portal at a place where the planar boundaries are thin. Take Kalia and Destron and gather the slivers. Then I can attune them to the Deadlands. I also marked where to meet me on your map. Our powers interact strangely with the natural forces of the Deadlands. That's why we need to be attuned. Of course, I underwent the process years ago. Now we must help the twins do the same. Keep them safe, then meet me on the road south of Gideon. No, you're not an ambition. Besides, you've been to the Deadlands already and suffered no ill effects. If the twins attempted that before we attuned them, the plane would rip them apart. Our power is connected to Mehrunes Dagon in some way. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that there's some element of Mehrunes Dagon inside us, and it wants to return whence it came. I think that's what Von Dacia hoped to accomplish by killing me. Anyway, I'd rather not see that happen to any of us.
I suppose we must trust in Sombrin's experience. He knows quite a lot more about our powers than we do. Does it matter? I felt the power inside me when I lost control back at the temple. I couldn't stop it. If Sombrin hadn't suppressed my flames, I would have ignited the city. Unless you know another way to fix me, I don't think we have a choice.
Let's find these objects from the Deadlands as Sombrin's mentor suggested. If it helps keep me and my sister alive, we've got to try it, no matter the risk. No, but I never heard of ambitions either before all this began. We're in new territory here, but as long as my sister and I are in danger, I'll take help wherever I can get it. Let's go and find these objects.
Our powers interact strangely with the natural forces of the Deadlands. That's why we need to be attuned. Of course, I underwent the process years ago. Now we must help the twins do the same. Keep them safe, then meet me on the road south of Gideon.
Can you believe it, Kalia? We're going to be great heroes!
What's heroic about being consumed by our own powers?
Zyna taught Sombrin to control his powers. She'll do the same for us.
If the cultists or our own powers don't kill us first.
Come now, sister. Where's your sense of adventure?
What if Zyna only wants to use us for our power, Destron?
She can't force us. You heard her. She needs allies, and we're as powerful as they come.
I've read the stories. Pacts with Daedra never turn out well.
I'll protect you, Kalia. You have my word.
Silly little brother. I'm the one who protects you.
You're barely older, only by a moment. Two slivers of the Deadlands, one for each of us. Mission accomplished.
I fear it just gets more difficult from here.
You worry about everything. Let's go meet Sombra.
Ah.
These cheeky creatures think I can't tell them apart.
sacred shrine. Hail, Dryskin. Not sure where your feet are taking you, but if it's to the shrine down the road, I suggest you reconsider.
The claw that spills the job bile must be the one to stop it, Dries. Heed the words and tend to this matter.
Destron, stop! This is serious!
Relax, Kalia. We're on an adventure.
Destron, be serious! Our own powers could destroy us!
That won't happen. I won't let it.
It might not be up to you.
Kalia. We'll figure this out. We're doing this to avoid all that. Did you gather the silver?
Anything I...
Show Sombrin the slivers. I'm eager to see what we have to do next.
Sorry you had to see that. Destron treats everything like a grand adventure. Anyway, you should talk to Sombrin so we can get on with this. I don't want to lose control of my power again.
You found the Deadland slivers? Good. I set up the portal at the top of the hill behind me. Alatun, Kalia, and Destron. Then we can make our way to the summit. I need you to deal with a complication for me. Creatures were drawn to the hillside by my actions. Could you make sure the path to the top is clear? The last thing we need is for some mundane and random threat to provoke a response from Kalia or Destron. We'll join you at the top of the hill after I finish attuning Kalia and Destron. Just make sure the path is safe for when we follow after you.
I hope this attunement process isn't too painful.
Look how Sombrin manipulates the forces of Magicka. Oh, I hope I can control my power like that someday.
All right? Just like we discussed. Focus on the slivers of Deadlands.
It's working!
I've never traveled by portal before.
Quick, step inside. Follow when you're ready, friend. Welcome to the Ashen Forest, my friend. Deep in the heart of the Deadlands. Talk to Zaina. She'll tell you what you need to do. Unlike when I did it, the twins will have each other and you when they walk the path of the obelisks.
So these are the Deadlands. I admit, I'd feel a lot better if I learned how to use our powers before I came to a place like this. I feel like we're going about this in the wrong order.
What a bleak and terrible place. What a bleak and terrible place. The sooner we're done in Dagon's realm, the better. I don't think mortals are welcome here.
I greet you, mortal. I greet you, mortal. As with Sombrin, I shall do all that I can to aid the twins. But first, they must survive the Ashen Forest. They must walk the path of the obelisks. Before I can teach them to contain their power, they must first come to understand it. The path of the obelisks will help them do so. They must visit the 3 ancient oracles and learn the truths that each will reveal. Protect the twins from the dangers of the forest. They cannot unleash their power safely until they have learned to control it. At each obelisk, you will bear witness to the truths they learn. Come to me when all is said and done. Then we shall see. The power of these 2 ambitions grows with every passing moment. You must hurry. The path begins to the northwest. Look for the obelisks of origin, empowerment, and inevitability. Each will reveal a hidden truth. I cannot say for certain. Their truths are their own, not mine. Yet I know that they must walk this path. A mortal cannot become what they are meant to be without first understanding what they are. Much remains hidden from these two ambitions. The Dremora of my clan have dwelt in the Deadlands for ages uncounted. This is the seat of my power, just as it is Mehrunes Dagon's. My purposes, however, are my own. Allegiances among Daedra are not as simple as they are in the mortal world. Let us just say that I do not wish to see Mehrunes Dagon succeed in this endeavor. The ambitions must not fall into his hands.
So these are the Deadlands.
What a bleak and terrible...
Well done! That must have hurt. Unstoppable!
Watch out!
Take that, foul creature! That must be the first obelisk.
Prepare yourself, brother, while our friend activates it and serves as our witness. I'm not sure what this oracle is going to show us. Is that why my palms are sweating?
This must be the Obelisk of Origin. Impressive. You need to activate it so you can bear witness to what...
Something's happening.
The babes are asleep? How? I couldn't get the boy to stop bawling.
I fed the twins until they were full and exhausted.
Your Majesty, welcome. The babes are healthy and strong.
As commanded, my Emperor. She bore twins.
As Mehrunes Dagon commanded, so it has been done.
Our parents and the High Priest? I don't understand. I don't remember my parents. They never told us anything about them in the vault. I suppose this means they were loyal subjects of Emperor Morikar. That they were working with Vandacia. No. We were told our pasts weren't important. All that mattered was the moment and the future when our purpose would be revealed. No, but I always assumed we were special. Meant for great things. I had no idea they only wanted to kill us. Like they were just fattening us up all those years for the inevitable slaughter.
Such a short vision, but it tells me so much. Our parents, I think they willingly gave us to the Emperor and Vondacia. I suppose we should see what the next obelisk has. This is the obelisk of empowerment.
Activate it, if you would, friend. You might as well activate it and see what other terrible secret...
Is it wrong that I suddenly want to see another vision? There's so much that Destron and I don't know. It's starting.
Time for the final ritual, my Emperor.
Proceed, High Priest.
O Mehrunes Dagon, Prince of Ambition and Destruction, imbue these infants with your power! Let it ripen and grow within these vessels until the appointed time.
As Dagon wills
let it be done.
Were sacrificed to Mehrunes Dagon? Why? Our parents went along with this madness. They allowed themselves to be sacrificed to empower Vondacia's ritual, to imbue us with Dagon's power. But for what purpose? He said something about ripen and grow. They went along with it, but I'm not completely certain it was their choice. Even true believers have to have some sense of self-preservation, don't they? Regardless, it's clear that whatever Vondacia wants us for started at that moment. Do we have any choice? I need to know everything, even if a part of me wishes we were still in our sanctum and you never found us. If it helps us control our powers, if it keeps us alive, well, I'm not ready to die. And neither is my brother.
Vondacia. He performed the rituals that gave us our powers. And all for the glorification of a Daedric prince. I think I may be ill.
Why are they attacking us? That foul thing! Leave us be! Look out! Watch out!
I could assist you. step inside.
This must be the day you learn you are destined to fail. And I, the waking flame, emerged victorious.
No. Destron, is that us up there?
And Mehrunes Dagon? Is this our future, Kalia? Is this...
How long ago was it? How long ago was it when I crushed you and claimed the ambitions for myself? It must be rather depressing to see that all your efforts were in vain, that my victory is inevitable. Visions? You must understand the forces with which you meddle. Given your failures before you died, that doesn't surprise me. You entered the portal at the obelisk of inevitability in the Deadlands. What could be more inevitable than the future? Look around and see for yourself. The very fact that you stand before me proves that you didn't stop me. You didn't save the ambitions. You didn't save anyone. I destroyed you. Now this realm belongs to my lord and master Mehrunes Dagon. You still do not understand. This isn't your time or place. Here you are nothing but dust long forgotten. You're a ghost of failures past. As much as I would enjoy it, I can't kill that which is already dead.
Mercenary, time to go. Through the portal, quickly.
Run along. Go back to your time and put your affairs in order. It won't be long before we meet in battle. When I crush you like the pathetic churl you are. We shall see each other again soon enough. Run along.
Vandacia. He had us displayed like trophies.
We saw our future. We're doomed.
Snap out of it. What you saw was just one possible inevitability. Nothing is set in stone.
I didn't think that was how my story was going to end. I really thought we were going to win. Isn't it? You saw the Prince of Destruction. How can we hope to fight something like that, let alone his High Priest? Maybe it's better if we just let our powers consume us. At least then Vandacia won't be able to claim us. Now you sound like Kalia and Sombrin. You're right, though. We have power beyond anything Vandacia possesses. That's why he wants us. Once Xayna teaches us to control it, we'll be unstoppable. All right. We're with you. Let's go get this done.
Vandacia is going to win. We saw ourselves. He was drawing power from us, like sipping wine from a chalice. But you saw how Vandacia looked. Strong, powerful, and Mehrunes Dagon looking down on us. How do we stand against that? Vandacia is going to win. But you saw how Vandacia looked. Can it really be that simple? Was that the point of these visions? To show us how we were created, and to reveal a dark and possible future? All right, I understand. Just because the night is long, doesn't mean the sun won't rise tomorrow.
The obelisk of inevitability reveals just one possible future. True, it's the most likely outcome, but it isn't the only one. Now that we know where things are heading, we can work to change the course. We're dealing with forces beyond our understanding. It was always going to be a difficult journey, but the obelisk of inevitability only shows what will happen if events continue on their current course. That future hasn't happened yet. The perils of visiting oracles. Are we better off knowing what is to come, or continuing on in blissful ignorance? I believe our choices matter. I choose to resist Mehrunes Dagon, and no vision will sway me from that path. I hope you feel the same.
Mortal who bore witness for the twin ambitions, let us speak. We can finally greet each other in person, mortal. Before we begin the process that will permit the twins to control their powers, I must ask you a single question. Why does one who abhors Mehrunes Dagon care what happens to his ambitions? A noble sentiment, but they are more than just people. They are powerful weapons. Dagon's priest imbued them with a portion of the Lord of Destruction's own energy when they were born. It has grown and intensified in the intervening years. Imagine that each ambition is like a mortal bank. Instead of gold, the priest deposited a portion of Dagon's energy inside them. That energy grew with them, compounding and doubling year after year like interest on your savings. It also transformed. In every way, what was once just of Oblivion became mixed with Nirn. Now that energy is a part of both realms. And that is why Mehrunes Dagon wants it back. It will give him the connection to Nirn that he so greatly desires. A path to your world. Their power is like a volcano, building until released as an explosion or a lava flow. One is catastrophic, the other merely destructive. I will delay the eruptions while teaching them to dissipate and maintain control. You may observe, of course. We must begin the ritual at once. This way.
Stay close, friend. I'll feel better knowing you're nearby. What's happening? What's going on?
Zaina, what are you doing?
Helping you fulfill your purpose. Your ambitions. You belong to Mehrunes Dagon.
Oh, what happened? No! Zaina! Damn it! You betrayed us! Damn her! Zaina betrayed us and cast us into the spider nest! It's a dungeon beneath her sanctuary. She sends her enemies here to die. But we aren't her enemies. She saved my life many times. If she'd wanted to hurt me, she could have done so long ago. Why turn against me now? I don't want to believe that. But I heard what she said too. And she completely drained my energy. I can't call upon my power until it recharges. We need to find a way out of here. We need to get to Kalia and Destron before Zaina turns them over. First things first. I need to restore my power. Let me think. Zaina told me about an old foe she destroyed, tossed them into this place and kept their skull as a trophy. It may hold enough energy to recharge my power immediately. The skull is in the treasure chamber. You can get there through the east door, retrieve it, and meet me at the door in the north. When you find me, I'll be in a meditative state. Present the skull, and I'll do the rest. The skull contains the trapped essence of a powerful Daedric lord. If Zaina had simply killed her rival, he would have returned like Daedra do. So instead, she trapped a portion of his energy to keep him from coming back. You heard Zaina. My powers of both Oblivion and Nirn. I can use a spark from the trapped essence of a Daedric lord to recharge my power. That means Zaina's old enemy will be free to return someday. Not that I care about that anymore. She probably didn't want to have to deal with 3 ambitions and you at the same time. She needs our powers at their full strength for whatever she has planned. She reversed what I did. I could feel it. Kalia and Destron's powers have been unleashed. Eventually. But probably not before she completes whatever she has in mind. Hurry. We need that skull. With it, I can recharge my power and help the twins. Then, when they aren't in imminent danger of exploding, we can figure out the rest. Menthix, an ancient rival. Challenging him was one of the last tasks Zaina assigned to me as she trained me to control my power. Together, we vanquished Menthix and left his bones in the spider nest. Zaina did something to Menthix to chain his essence here forever. She kept him from coming back by trapping his power here, below her temple. That's also why the skull contains energy. Energy I can use to recharge my own power.
flank!
Feel the residual energy. Hold the skull toward me, please. While my power finishes recharging, take a look at what I found. I left it over there. All right, I'm ready. Follow me. We have to stop Zyna. Attack! Doing something to the twins!
You're too late. Lord Dagon will reward me for securing
I'll
the
help
twins.
Callie and Destron. You deal with Zyna.
The ambitions belong to Lord Dagon. Their power is for him alone. Master will reward me for destroying you. Truly understood the nature of the ambition. I will not fail my lord and prince.
Zyna. She was going to sacrifice us to Mehrunes Dagon.
Sombrin, how could you bring us to this monster?
She wasn't like this. I didn't know.
Destron, help me open a portal. Like Sombrin showed us on the hilltop.
Can I help you? Can I help?
This wasn't how it was supposed to turn out. Come on. Let's go after them.
Thunder rolls as I hum. Here's Leowin as war rages on. Leovic's warriors
Sombrin was only trying to help us. I know that. But he still led us to that evil place. Whatever Zyna was doing to us, though, it siphoned off some of my power. I think I can use my fire now. Control it. At least, for a while.
Zyna didn't want to help. She wanted to kill us. How many more of these fanatics are going to attempt to sacrifice us before all is said and done? At least I'm in control of my power for the moment. It may not last, but it's better than nothing.
Zyna, she never gave me any indication that she was going to betray us. That she was involved in our creation and wanted to sacrifice us to Mehrunes Dagon. At least the Twins don't appear to be in imminent danger of exploding. Let me take another look at Zyna's contracts. Yes, it's here. Zyna used a holy book to show Von Dacia how to create the 4 ambitions. Could it have been the Mysterium Xarxis? She was always loyal to Dagon. She never wanted to help us at all. Hopefully, they're either still locked in a vault or wandering free like I was. I hate to think that Von Dacia captured them while we were busy elsewhere. I'm not sure what we should do next, my friend. It's beginning to seem hopeless. I hope you're right, but I can't see a way ahead from here. If all else fails, we'll destroy ourselves before we let Dagon win. We're the keys to unlock the barriers between here and the Deadlands. We can't allow ourselves to fall into his hands. Callia and Destron. They have no reason to trust me. Not anymore. But I'll still protect them. And somehow, I'll find a way to earn their trust again. Whatever Zyna did to prepare them to be sacrificed, it seems to have dampened their power. How long that will last, I have no idea. But until their power builds to uncontrollable levels again, they should be able to use it to help us. I'll try to train the twins as Zyna trained me. If all else fails, I can take them back to the Deadlands. The realm seems to naturally siphon off our energy and keep it at manageable levels. Not my first choice, but it will serve as a last resort. Callia and Destron. They have no reason to trust me. Not anymore.
Sombrin was only trying to help us. I don't think Sombrin means us harm. I think he actually wants to help us. I'm going to be wary of him for a time, but I'll stand by him. I don't think I have another choice. Not really.
Zyna didn't want to help. She wanted to kill us. Sombrin is a fool. He allowed that Dremor to trick him, almost got us killed in the process. I'll listen to what he has to say, but I won't blindly believe it. Not with what's at stake here. The fate of the entire world rests on what we do next.
Callia and Destron. I'm sorry. I had no idea Zyna meant to betray us.
She wanted to kill us, Sombrin. An apology isn't going to cut it.
Destron, Zyna betrayed Sombrin too.
Because he was stupid enough to trust her.
I will make this right. I promise.
Let's return to the temple. We shouldn't be discussing this in the street.
you'll never want to eat anything else.
Gideon is not the ground on which we conduct this fight. There is a better place to defend the ambitions.
You're back! I want to hear everything that happened. But you should talk to Governor Keshu first.
You return at a grim moment, mercenary. While you were gone, word reached us that the Waking Flame is gathering an army. I fear it will soon march on Gideon. But Evely said you took the ambitions to learn about their powers. Did you succeed? We are all in danger. At least you kept the ambitions safe. I thank you for that. Concerning the cult, Evely and I have made plans. But first, I want you to have this. Compensation for the work you have done up to this point on Blackwood's behalf. The Order of the Waking Flame has cast a net around Gideon. Von Dacia is gathering an army, including guards from the garrison who were loyal to him all along. He knows the ambitions were here, and that they have now returned. No, the city is no place for a battle. When foes surround you, it is wise to put your back spines to a tree. We will move the ambitions to Fort Redmane. The Imperials abandoned it years ago, but my Blackfin Legion has been restoring its defenses. No, I have another task for you. Summon what allies you can to Fort Redmane to help defend the ambitions. I sent my legion ahead, but I fear we will need more warriors. Before you go, tell the ambitions what we are doing and why. They trust you. Tell the ambitions we will defend them with our lives. Just not here, where so many civilians could be endangered. Let us use Fort Redmane as the tree against our backs. Evely will see the ambitions safely to the fort. Talk to her before you go. They are my brothers and sisters in arms, the finest Argonian warriors to ever emerge from Black Marsh. It started as a mercenary band and was tempered in the Akaviri and Alliance wars. Now they protect Gideon, and they will protect the ambitions. I leave the specifics up to you. Consider who you have helped throughout Blackwood. Evely might have some ideas. Remember, this is not a mission for just any courier or messenger. The cult has made the roads of Blackwood especially dangerous.
Tell the ambitions no army of crazed cultists is going to sacrifice them on our watch. But try not to alarm them, which might be tricky. After I send out the call for allies, I'll escort Sombrin and the twins to Fort Redmane. Right. Anyone with an army that can help us. You head to Leowin. I'm sure Captain Rian would be happy for the Ivory Brigade to lend a hand. Beyond that, what about anyone else you helped here in Blackwood? Anyone have any soldiers they can spare? If that's the case, just alert Captain Rian after you talk to the ambitions. Then head directly to Fort Redmane. But if you have the time, go help some people. The fate of the world's at stake. Someone may join up in exchange for a good deed.
Are you talking to me? Without a proper introduction?
city farther than man.
Do I need to scream?
It's not boasting if you're right.
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Asked her name and had to set Chrysanthemum to music. Never again.
If my assistant doesn't return soon, he'll be peeling potatoes for weeks.
Have you seen the note? If you seek companions for your adventuring, look no further. This one can help with that. Ah, of course. These listings are where other adventurers, much like yourself, can declare their interest. Those of a similar proclivity can join up together and form guilds. Take a look. This one is sure a group suited to your needs awaits you. Have you had the chance to review the guild listings, friend? Wonderful! This one hopes you found something that interests you. Too often, this harsh world becomes isolating. Finding companions can make it bearable, Here, a little something for your time. This one is quite pleased you stopped by, and hopes that you find a guild that appeals to you. Amsad wishes you many friendships and adventures in your future. The listings are a place for like-minded adventurers to come together. The world is quite vast, no? Many times it is difficult to find those with similar interests to your own. With this register, you need look no further.
Gaze upon. Feast your eyes upon these. The rest.
My employer.
Another UI bug, I couldn't preview it before.
Yes?
plenty of schemes.
Sometimes you need to hide out in a nice, safe place.
You don't seem very intimidating.
Well, we can't wait any longer. We should begin the experiment.
With no porters, no assistants. This endeavor's been a farce from the start, Revis. Now it's a doomed one. Yet another inferior intellect bumbles into Veyond. You're in good company with Revis around.
Ah, praise Vivek. You'll hear about the note.
Yet another inferior intellect bumbles into Veyond. You're in good company with Revis around.
Ah, praise Vivek. You'll hear about the notices I posted, yes? Even if you're not, you're welcome all the same. My student and I need help with an experiment, and the situation is rather desperate. Well, really desperate. Really, truly desperate. My pupil Tiris and I plan to test my most recent invention, the Phantasmal Sensor. It's a device that quiets unruly ghosts. Or it should. Honestly, this is sort of a proof of concept. But don't let that worry you. The fundamentals are rock solid. Oh, nothing too strenuous. Just need a bit of help with final preparations. Lifting the odd box, calibrating a few apparatuses, warding off any murderous undead. Standard field work. I would compensate you, of course. So, care to join us? Please? Oh, I'm so relieved you agreed to help. Before you arrived, I feared my overseers at House Telvanni really might... No matter. Tiris and I already set up a small field laboratory in the ruined Veyond. Meet us inside and we'll get started. Tiris is a junior Oathman of House Telvanni. At this point in his education, he's obliged to accompany a spellwright like myself on a few field excursions. Sort of an apprenticeship. Honestly, in his case, it's just a formality. Tiris is an incredible talent, of the sort that only appears once in a generation. What's more, his family is extremely well connected. He lives the Telvanni creed effortlessly. I wager he'll be Archmagister one day. Really putting me on the spot, aren't you? There are aspects of Telvanni culture I find abhorrent, the practice of slavery being chief among them. We do what we can. When the only alternative is exile, it's complicated. When you're on a mission to quiet down restless ghosts, you go where the restless ghosts are. Angry spirits pile up in these Ayleid ruins like weevils in a hollow log. Feck only knows why. I've never taken much interest in Ayleid history. In Morrowind? Ha, I wouldn't think of it. Silencing an ancestor is blasphemous, even if some of them deserve it. My Aunt Cernsea can't let a visitation go by without complaining about her urn. We know you wanted purple. Get over it already, right? Certainly. It's a wedding of Barrelzar's theories on the interactions of tonal and spectral forces with a resonance housing of my own design. Activating it should render any ghosts in proximity completely mute. A clever bit of engineering, I suppose. What? No, I'm extremely excited about it. My superiors in Tel Naga called it a product of minor interest. Believe me when I say that's as robust an endorsement as I'm ever likely to earn. If the Telvanni Council thinks it's worthwhile, so do I.
Taking assistance from This is easily the most important experiment in Revis's unremarkable career, and he's soliciting aid from random passers-by. Of course he is. It would be depressing if it wasn't so predictable. I am Tiris Terethi, firstborn son of Fothis Terethi, and adopted nephew to Magister Thorana of Telbranora. I can tell by your vacant expression you're not well acquainted with the current affairs of House Telvanni. No great surprise there. I often ask myself the same thing. The Telvanni Council insists that prodigies such as I leave Morrowind for a time to experience whatever this is. It makes us more worldly, I suppose. An insufferable waste of time, if you ask me. That's a charitable way to put it. Technically, I am Revis's student, but he's taught me very little beyond how to fumble aimlessly from one disaster to another. I can't wait for this to be over. Come to think of it, Revis, a crumbling ruin is an apt place for your final experiment with House Telvanni. Please be so kind as to talk to Revis and leave me be. Self-reflection is the closest I get to decent conversation these days.
Finally, we can get started. There's a lot riding on this experiment's success. So yes, let's all stay focused and diligent. And also very, very careful. I need you to paint some stabilizing runes around the area to reinforce the sensor's magics. They're not all that elaborate, I promise, but do be mindful. I'm not leaving anything to chance this time. Here are the materials in a template. I infused the paint with ground soul gems to reinforce the rune's potency. At great personal expense, I might add. Right, Tyrus? There's no price too high for success. Try not to use it all right? I have a few more calibrations to attend to. As for Tyrus, he'll probably, observe. For educational purposes. You can speak with him if you have any other questions. Set guide you, my friend. Remember, precision is of the utmost importance, so no loafing or dawdling, you! I'm sorry. We're supposed to use harsh declaratives like that to motivate people. Are you? Yeah, I can tell you're motivated. Great. The housing I created for the phantasmal sensor should contain the energies it releases well enough. I employed a fascinating helical boring technique invented by the dwarves of Arkingthand. I have all sorts of ideas for... Sorry, that can wait. Right, sorry. The runes provide a stabilizing aura to prevent any real spectacular tonal reactions or spectral anomalies. I triple-checked every aspect of the experiment, but a mage can never be too careful. Especially if that mage is me. Difficulties? Ha, no, certainly not. I just place great emphasis on safety. Sure, there have been a few bumps along the way, but like the old wizards say, in the mountains of magical praxis, one never climbs in vain.
Soul gem-infused runes slathered on alien walls? The poor condition of the stone combined with imprecise template virtually guarantees a lack of efficacy. What is Revis, an amateur? What am I saying? Of course he is. Finally, someone else makes an astute observation. Congratulations! You've just become the second smartest person in the room. The runes Revis wants painted will have, at most, a negligible impact. They're essentially just expensive vandalism. Don't be thick. I have nothing to learn from the likes of Revis Demnevani. This is a mere formality. When I ascend to the council, I will make weeding out hedge mages like Revis my first priority. Oh, yes. Revis knows where he stands with the Telvanni Council. On a precipice, and after today's nonsense, he will finally fall off. Now, why are you still talking to me? Don't you have some expensive finger painting to do?
Remember, precision is a...
Revis's little art project is well in hand. Well, by all means, deliver the good news.
Ah, welcome back. The runes are in place, right? I'm anxious to begin the experiment. Excellent. By the three, can I just tell you how refreshing it is to hear a voice of support? Thank you. Now, the next step is a bit more complicated. I need you to assist me with a phantasmal sensor's kindling sequence. These magical pylons provide the key. Fair warning, they can be a bit unruly, but the fundamentals are sound. Spectral energy will pass between them freely, but sometimes the crystals dislodge. If that happens, I need you to reattune them. Just pay attention to the energies flowing between them. If no spectral motes pass through one of the pylons, you'll know that's the one that needs fixing. I should warn you, if you try to attune a functional pylon, you might feel a mild shock. It's nice to have a willing pair of hands to assist me. Tyrus seems well acquainted with instruments like these. He could make a real contribution if he wasn't so set on observing all the time. I wish I could convince him to help. Ah, well, certainly. Just keep a close eye on the spectral energy leaping between the pylons. If you don't see any energies flowing to or from a pylon, then I'll need you to reattune it for me.
Well, aren't you supposed to be helping Revis with this folly? No, a lot. I'd barely left the cradle when I erected my first arcane pylon. But if you're asking me to assist Revis in this buffoonery, I'd sooner put trousers on a Vardvark. It's just as fruitless, but infinitely more adorable. I suppose that's your attempt at being clever. Very well, I'll rise to the bait. The sooner we're done with this, the better. Know this, however. I'll not employ his silly whack-a-hackwing methodology. Witness a true mage in action. If you're quite finished, Revis. An artless configuration, to be sure. Balancing the crystal resonance is simple enough. There, a perfect calibration. Much good may it do you.
It's working. Just a moment more and... What? Why isn't it? Good grief! Damn it all! I triple-checked the pylons last night. I field-tested the runes. I've read everything Barrelzar's ever written aside from his fetching diary, and it still doesn't work. Still! Why won't it work? It needs to work! No. No! You followed my instructions to the letter, and I practically killed myself proving out the theories in my laboratory back home. Literally. My eyebrows only recently grew back. It can't just be bad luck. I must have missed something. Damn it all! No, something in Beyond. Some arcane anomaly that disrupts the function of pylons. Of course, the ruin I choose to work in suffers from some heretofore unseen pylon scrambling hocus pocus. Just another day in the life of Revis Demnavani. Well, we need to find the source of the disturbance. Take Tyrus and explore the lower chambers. It shouldn't take him long to identify the culprit. Just make sure to keep him safe. If anything happens to him, my Kwama is well and truly cooked. Right. I'll stay here and inspect the instruments. Again. If I didn't find any flaws the first 3 times, I doubt I'll find any now. But who knows? Maybe Tyrus is right. Maybe this is just a huge waste of time. What do I think? What does that matter? The Telvanni Council detests my work on duamitonal mechanics. They want nothing to do with my study of rare eggs. The phantasmal sensor is the only thing I've ever created that won their approval. Really that important? Well, of course it is. I'm a member of House Telvanni, for Vex's sake. If the Council drums me out, what would I do? Who would I share my theories with? No, once that door closes, it closes forever. It's unthinkable. Absolutely. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. but I have to try. Would I rather be poking around in a dwarven ruin, unraveling the mysteries of tonal architecture? Yes, but no one ever said arcane practice always leads to excitement.